everyone, I'm Shaina and today I'm going to tell you about the cropping patterns. So, we all know that India is a diverse land. It has many cultures, then many languages, many regions, religions. It is diverse in all aspects. Similarly, when it comes to agriculture, India is diverse in that as well. There are a lot of crops grown in India, starting from pulses to cereal crops. Then we have fodder crops, we have fiber crops, we have a lot of crops. So India is a powerhouse for everything that you'll find. So now before starting learning about what is cropping, what are the different cropping patterns, first we'll answer the question, what is agriculture? So agriculture is basically a primary activity that is done to cultivate crops, and most of the food that we eat comes from agriculture itself. So agriculture is growing of crops as well as rearing of animals and performing animal husbandry to produce food substances. So it is one of the main it is an economic activity that gives employment to nearly 75% of the population. 2/3 of the population in India is involved in the agricultural practices. So agriculture is a primary activity by which most of the crops or the food that we eat is produced. So agriculture has various different divisions as well. Like there is horticulture, which is all about cultivation of fruits and vegetables. Then there is viticulture. We have sericulture, the cultivation of silkworms. Then we have silviculture. There are a lot of different aspects of agriculture that come under it. In agriculture, as I already said, the crops are grown. So crops require different climatic conditions to grow, and therefore we have different cropping patterns so that different crops are grown. In India, we have 3 cropping patterns: Kharif, Rabi and Zaid. So different crops require different conditions to grow, it all depends on the temperature crop requires, how much rain requires, the type of soil, the topography it requires to grow. So there are different factors that are required for the cultivation of a crop, and therefore these 3 cropping seasons are required so that we can categorize each crop. So let's first start by talking about the Kharif crops. So Kharif crops, they are the monsoon season crops, and since they are grown in the monsoon, the rainy period, they require a lot of rainfall, and along with that it requires humidity and high temperatures. And the sowing season or the sowing months of Kharif crops is June to July, and they are harvested in the months of September to October. And the most common examples of Kharif crops are rice, maize, bajra, jowar, fiber crops like cotton and jute, and many more. Next comes the Rabi crops. Rabi crops are the winter crops. So therefore they require less sunshine, and they are grown in the areas where there is mild temperatures. It's not very sunny. So they are harvested in the months of June to July. And then some of the common examples of Rabi crops are peas, mustard, wheat, and there are many more examples. Next we have the third and the last season, which is the Zaid cropping season. In the Zaid season, the crops, they are grown in between the Kharif and Rabi season. So you can say they are partly summer crops, and they are grown mainly in the time between the Kharif and the Rabi season. And its major examples are all the creepers that you can see, such as cucumber, or all the melons like watermelon, muskmelon, sunmelon. So these are the examples of Zaid crop. So these were the 3 major cropping patterns found in India, and me personally saying, we have been reading this from grade 5 and it is helpful even in grade 10. So you can see this particular concept is really important for almost all the grades. So we have to keep it in mind, and therefore it is required to, there's some concepts that are required to remember over the period of years so that it really helps us. So this was all about the cropping patterns found in India. And if you want to know more related social science or educational videos, watch my channel Wunderbar Sisters. Please like and subscribe.